compassion as the core, moving from deception to authenticity. Part 1. Impure objects, and the person is the Dharma. Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to today's sublime Dharma sharing. Today's topic might make some of us blush or even feel a bit stung. In the Maharatnekuta Sutra, Maitreya Bodhisattva asks the Buddha a question, to which the Buddha replies, I do not say that those who seek respect, offerings, and physical comfort, or those who greedily grasp at impure objects, are performing acts of true benefit. A disciple once asked, is an object called impure simply because someone is greedy for it? The master clarified, absolutely. Greed itself is unclean. Anything obtained through a mind of craving, no matter how exquisite, becomes an impure object. There is deep logic here. If you recruit followers and gather crowds just to ensure your own stability and wealth, but fail to establish them in right faith, you are in trouble. Why can't people find faith through you? Because they sense your greed and selfishness. Once people look down on you as a person, they look down on the Dharma you speak. The master often says, the person is the Dharma, and the Dharma is the person. If you preach that greed is bad while you yourself are grasping for everything, isn't that a contradiction? People will think, if someone as advanced as you is still greedy, then it's fine for me to be greedy too. This betrays the Dharma. It leads people to trust in greed rather than the truth. A practitioner must be at one with the Dharma. Part 2. 4 types of counterfeit practitioners. The sutra lists 4 types of deceptive people. The master describes them as masqueraders or counterfeit products. Check yourself against these 4. Deceptively dwelling in Aranya, claiming to live in a silent place Aranya, for cultivation, while the mind remains cluttered and attached to the world, claiming few desires due to lack of merit, one who feels they never have enough, wanting more food after being full, wanting more clothes after being dressed. True few desires comes from realizing one's blessings transcend the mundane. It is not needing to crave anymore. The glutton claiming to be easily satisfied, being obsessed with exquisite flavors or quantity, yet pretending to be easy to please. The master quips, even a pig isn't picky about its food. That's not being easily satisfied, that's having an unfillable void. Seeking gourmet meals under the guise of alms round, using the tradition of begging for food as an excuse to cherry-pick the tastiest houses. This is pure hypocrisy. The master highlights the absurdity of greed. It is like reaching for the moon in the water. You think you've caught it, but you never do. If greed could truly be satisfied, you would only ever need to eat 1 meal in your life. We think hoarding gold or digits in a bank account means owning them. But in reality, you are just destroying the flow of wealth. Look at Elon Musk. If he just kept his money in a vault, there would be no AI or rockets. The more you crave, the less you truly have. The less you crave, the more you lack nothing. Part 3. The clutter hidden behind the screen. Some people think being a hermit at home avoiding work and social life is freedom from clutter. Far from it. Their minds are in total chaos, scrolling through short videos and binge-watching dramas. This is ignorance and lack of awareness. If you had wisdom, you would see these things are destroying your purpose. Choosing entertainment over learning or work makes one useless, because your life force is being drained by digital noise. When a disciple says, but I'm learning from these short videos, the master asks, what have you actually learned? Does it align with your true purpose? And after learning, did you go and do it? If you're too busy scrolling to actually practice, that is just another form of deception. If you scroll until your last breath, you are only scrolling through suffering until your time and merit are exhausted. Part 4. The deceptive mind shall never see the Buddha. The sutra says, I do not say that a person of flattery and crookedness, deceit, shall encounter a Buddha's appearance in the world. What is flattery and crookedness? It is the absence of truth, speaking in circles, claiming to be poor when you have money, or saying you have no food when you've hidden the best snacks. If you live a lie, you will never see the true Buddha. Even if a Buddha appeared, your karma would force you to see only a false image. The wind of karma blows you into a world of fakes. Don't blame others for cheating you. You attracted it. It is the discovery according to one's karma. To cling to a Buddha, one has to be crooked like a vine. A straight line doesn't entwine. As long as your heart is crooked, the Buddha will not come. Part 5. One day on earth versus 10,000 years in the Pure Land. Someone asked, what if I can't change myself right now? The master gave a shocking comparison. If you don't change, you will never encounter a living Buddha. While one can be reborn in the Pure Land, carrying one's karma, you would have to stay inside a lotus bud for a very long time, essentially waiting for a system reboot before you can come out. Why so long? Because habitual cravings are incredibly hard to scrub clean. However, if you give rise to the heart to protect the Dharma and the heart to benefit sentient beings right now, your speed of cultivation here in the human realm can surpass 10,000 years in the Pure Land in just one day. This is backed by the scriptures. Because the Pure Land lacks suffering, one cannot easily cultivate compassion. The Upasakila Sutra teaches that if you arise a mind of great compassion to help others, even if you don't fully succeed, you have already earned a mountain of merit, and an evil karma as large as empty Sumero is extinguished. Great compassion is the fuel for Buddhahood. It is great compassion oil. If you only seek your own benefit, the highest you can reach is Arhat. Only by vowing to pull others out of suffering can you become a Buddha. Part 6. The mechanism of Buddhahood, the productive cause and the illuminating cause. Finally, the master explains the most critical mechanism, or key, the productive cause and the illuminating cause. Mastering this prevents your understanding of the Dharma from tilting. The Upasakasila Sutra states, the productive cause is great compassion. Because of this compassion, one can give rise to the body-mind. Therefore, the mind of compassion is the productive cause. The seed of Buddhahood is great compassion. Without it, you are not on the Mahayana path. Why do bodhisattvas stay neither in the world nor out of the world? To cultivate compassion, they are in the world, yet not attached to it. You must understand how to produce, bring forth, and how to end resolve. How do you end evil karma? How do you produce virtuous conditions? It is all within the single word, compassion. Conclusion. Returning to authentic benefit. After today's sharing, do you see how our clever little tricks are so transparent and laughable to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas? Cultivation is not for show, not for seeking offerings, and not for escaping reality. If your ultimate goal is the unsurpassed Buddha way, then benefiting others must be your priority. If you find cultivation exhausting or difficult, it might be because you are swimming upstream, practicing only for yourself. Try letting go of the I and make benefiting sentient beings your sole motivation. When you have great compassion as your productive cause, your path to Buddhahood will have an inexhaustible source of power. Thank you for listening to this sublime Dharma, sharing by the Buddha Karita Association of Australia. May we all vow to pull sentient beings out of suffering, protect the Dharma, and transform ourselves truly. We will see you next time.